Whew. So welcome, guys. Welcome, 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 guys. Welcome. So welcome, guys. The truth is that every day people are looking at getting perfect in whatever they're involved in or whatever they want to get started with. As a matter of fact, so many people want to actually get everything perfect before they even get started. Over the years, before you know, you keep getting procrastinated over and over and over and over again. And maybe you've always find yourself in that very kind of situation whereby you always want to get things perfect before you even get started. Now, my name is Charles Marcel. I'm the host of the Daily Online Seminar. I highly welcome you today to the Daily Online Seminar, where we meet every day from Monday to Sunday by 9 p.m. That is GMT +1. Today, we have a very important discussion, which we'll be doing just like you saw on my screen. Like I said, done is better than perfection. Done is better than being perfect. So many people on the basis of trying to be perfect on what they really want to get to do, they find themselves procrastinating, and before you know, they never get it done. On one or two occasions, I know you find yourself in this kind of condition whereby you've always wanted to see, you want to do this in perfect. You don't want to any mistake here and there. You don't want this, you don't want that. That has stopped people for years from getting some things done. It actually affected me for so many years. Even before I get started with this very daily online seminar program, it affected me for years, since 2016. Like for 4 or 5 years now, I've been trying to get this started off, but guess what? Because I want to get this right, I want to make sure my lighting is okay. I want to make sure my mic, my lights, my darts, my camera, everything is on point, and I want to make sure I can just get, see, I got myself choked up with a lot of things I need, but it's unfortunate that I actually don't need some of those things to get started. And guess what? I didn't get to realize that nothing like get started. And that is the same thing I want to share with you, that there's so many things you think you need, but truly you don't even need them. As a matter of fact, some of them maybe subsequently along the journey is when you might need some of them. But the thing is that today I want to show you that you can actually get started, and before you perfect so many things in your life, in your career, in your business, and so many other aspects of life. So I'm going to take you on to 5 things that will enable you get done, that to know that done is actually better than perfect. Now, I'll take you to my screen. Let me take you to my screen. Let me take you just 1 minute to take you to my screen. Okay. Oh, good. Beautiful. Now, like I said, there are 5 steps I really want to show you to let you know that done is better than perfect. And number one thing for you to get started, for you to get things done, is by what? To decide on what is that thing you really want to do. What do you really want to do? You need to keep asking yourself what you really want to do. You need to decide, where do you go? Are you going to the right? Are you going to the left? What is that you don't want to do? Do you only want to do this? You don't want to do that? Decide on that one particular thing that you really want to get started with. There are so many ideas. See, let me tell you, as a normal human being, every day there are literally several ideas that pops into your head. You need to do this, you want to do that, you have to do it like this, you have to do that. See, they keep coming every day, and before you know, you get confused on what you need to do and how you need to do them. But the thing is that you need to decide on one particular thing you want to do, and when you decide on one thing, you see, you need to decide on one thing. And for you to get, how do you get to decide on the best thing that will help you? Now, you need to ask yourself, what is this thing that if you find yourself doing in the next 10 years, you'll be happy with yourself? Ask yourself that question. What is that thing that if you find yourself doing, you wake up now, this is 2021, and you wake up in 2031, in the next 10 years from whenever you'll be watching this video, you wake up in the next 10 years and you find yourself doing that thing, you hit your hand on the chest and say, thank God, this is what you're doing. You're happy doing it. You love to see yourself doing it. What is that one thing? You need to really take your time. You need soul searching. You need to really ask yourself lots and lots and series of questions that you really need to ask yourself, that if you wake up in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, 20 years, you wake up and you find yourself doing this particular thing, would you be happy? Would you be happy? Now, this is one of the ways you need to decide on what you need to do. This is one of the steps you need to actually take to decide on what you need to do. So decide on that. Very, very important. You need to decide on that one thing, that very one thing. Decide on it. So now, when you have decided on that, then you need to get to the next phase, because you've already told yourself this is what you want to do and you're okay doing this. Do you get what I'm saying? So take pen and paper and you need to write that thing you really, really want to do. That thing, if you find yourself doing in the next 5, 10, 20 years, you are very okay with that. You'll be fulfilled doing that. So take note of that. There might be several of them, but decide on one. That if this is the only thing you find yourself doing in the next 10, 20 years, you're okay. Have you decided on that? Then let's go to the next step for you to get things straight up. Number one is decide on what you want to do. Number two is what? Start. Number two is start. You don't have to stay and be thinking, should I? Okay, you're still calculating. No, get started. See, after you've decided on what you want to do, you've taken your time, you've decided on what exactly you want to do. This is it, you want to do this, that you find yourself in the next several years to come, you find yourself doing it, you're fulfilled, you'll be so fulfilled. Now, all you need to do, get started. Even though you don't know all you need to know, even though you don't have all the materials, get started. Straight up, you just go ahead and get started. Get started on it. You just have to get started, because as you get started, you'll be learning on the job. As you get started, you'll be growing on the job. As you get started, you'll be learning more and more in that stuff. See, all the information you have might not be readily available to you as at when you want to get started. The truth that they will never, ever be available to you before you get started, all the information you need. But if you have as little as information that can get you started and you're ready, your mind is made up, you already set the vision ahead, you set the goals ahead, all you need is to get started, because you've decided on what you want to do, you've drawn the map of what you want to achieve, where you want to get to, then all you need to do, hit the road and get started. Hit the road and get started is what you need to do. So now you've get started. One thing I want you to know is that now that you've started, there's something that will happen. What is that thing? No, point number 3. The tools you actually need are actually on the road as you get started. There are so many things that will not be clear to you when you get started. You see, when you say planning, you need to do this, you need to get that, you need to do that. See, there are some of the tools, there are some things you think you need, but truly, you don't really need them. You got to find out there are some things that you even buy as tools and materials that you buy to enable you achieve your work, to increase your productivity or what have you. You got to find out that some of those things you don't even need them. But when you get started on the job, you're already moving, you're already going forward. You got to find out that there's some of these things already that what the main tools you need, the main materials you need are actually on the way waiting for you. The tools you need are on the way waiting for you. Because as you progress, you get more clarity. As you progress, you get more idea. As you progress, you get more, oh, okay, this actually won't work. You see, the action you've put in, the steps you've taken to get started will actually be bringing out the clarity. You'll be getting more clarity. Everything will be sinking deep into you. You'll be understanding, okay, what you exactly need and what you don't need. The tools, the exact tools you need. Okay, like when I said this whole daily online seminar, if you watch just some months back, some few video back, you realize that my lighting is very poor, very, very bad. Even though it's still not perfect, but guess what? It is better than when I started a few months ago. It is far better now compared to when I started. How? As I progressed, I got to know some of the tools I need. I got to know a better way of lightening. I got to know, okay, like now I just realized my camera is not okay. I need to change this camera I'm using currently because I got to realize my camera is not very okay. It won't give me the dopest and sharpest quality of video I need. So I'll need to I've done my research more. I've been told the kind of camera I need that will give me a perfect video. So that is why now I'm going to get such camera. And in the next few weeks, you realize that my videos will be far better than what it is as I speak now. How did I get to know this? When I was starting, I never knew the kind of camera I need. I never knew some of the exact tools I need, but tools that make my work easier. So same tune to you. When you want to get something, until you get started along with the line, you realize that most of the tools you need, most of the tools you require, you jam them, you meet them along the line. So you need to get started for you to actually know what tools you actually need and what you need, how you use them, how you work with them. But before you start, you might not really know so many things. So what I'm trying to say, decide on what you want to do, number one. Number two, get started in that thing. Number three, you get to realize that these tools you actually need are actually on the way, and you can only get them, you can only identify them and also know how to use these tools, not until you get started. You get that? Now, as you get started, the next thing, as you get started and you get these tools on the way, what is going to happen to you is that you're going to get perfect. Yeah, you get perfect. You get your work perfectly done. Perfection only comes by doing. Perfection only comes by doing, because it's until you get this thing done, until you start sorting out things, until you start getting involved, get your hands soiled in this whole thing, that's where you get to realize that so many things that are some kind of difficult will no longer be difficult. So many things that look some foggy ideas will no longer be foggy, that will become crystal clear to you because you've gotten involved, you're already in the whole business, you have soaked your hand on the plug and you are already there. Guess what? Things get better. Things get improved. From a shabby job, you start doing a perfect job. Now, guess what? People see your journey from your crude days to your perfect days. They followed you all through the journey. They will love you more for that. So that is what I'm trying to let you understand, is that perfection will come as you get your hand soiled in the whole work you're doing. So perfection is sure, perfection is guaranteed. As long as you don't lose sight, you don't lose hope, you keep at it, you're consistent and you're persistent, you keep doing it, you keep hitting it, perfection will definitely come. No doubt about that. It will. That is point number 4. And after that, after perfection comes, what happens? You hit your target. You achieve your goal. Sweatless. You achieve your goal. Sweet one. The truth is that the goals are meant to be achieved. The goals are there for you to hit. But guess what? You need to actually decide on the goal you want to hit. You need to get started on that journey, because as you get started, the tools you need will definitely come by. You'll definitely be able to identify the exact tools you need and the materials you need to hit that goal. And as you get that, you get perfection comes into place. And as you get perfected, people will sort you from every nook and cranny. You become an influencer, you become the go-to fellow, and from there, guess what? You hit your target financially, materially, health-wise, family, and everywise you hit your goal. The goal is achieved, and that is what you want to really achieve, that you hit your goal. See, done is better than perfect. You can't get perfect if you don't get started. There's just no way. But that has been the bane of so many people that want to be perfect before they start. Guess what? You keep procrastinating. I had a meeting with somebody today, and I remember in 2017 or 18, 3, 4 years ago, I met him. He told me about a particular project he really want to start. I have not seen him, not until like, was it early this year, but we didn't get to talk because when we met on the road, I was driving past and we met each other over the car. We just spoke lightly and everybody parted with. But today we had time, we met, we had time to sit down and talk. And guess what? He brought up that same stuff. And he's still telling me he still want to achieve that after 3, 4 years. And I told him, see, if with this mindset and this thing you said you want them to be in place before you get this thing done, you already have the idea. All you need to do is to get started. I told him, see, guy, get started. If you get started, those things you would have achieved this thing like when I told you in 2018, thereabout, 17, 18, thereabout, I told him, you would have achieved this, I was telling him. But guess what? You are still here, still thinking of how to go about it and what this and that, why this, not that, why not that. I had to redraw, I drew the whole plan again for him to see that how he can get started without any challenge. Well, I pray he gets started this time around and hit his goal. The truth is that done is better than perfect. With everything I've explained to you, see, get started. Let me tell you the truth. Decide on it. This is the step you need to take. Number one, decide exactly what you want to do. As in, what is that one thing that if you find yourself in the next 10, 20 years, you find yourself doing and you'll be happy that you're doing it. Then when you decide on that, the second thing is what? Get started doing it. No matter you don't have the full knowledge, you don't have the full idea, but you have the love for it, the passion for it, you don't want to do it, and you want to end, as in you want to see it as your life career or life goal, what is it? Get started. When you get started, the next thing is that you might think you like what tools you think you need. The little tools you have, get started with those tools, because as you continue, you get to realize you get to know and identify the exact tools you need. And you'll be using those tools, you're buying them and learning them and using them to perfect your job. And as you do that, perfection comes, because now you have the right tools, you have the right momentum, you have the right mindset. Perfection comes into place. And once perfection comes into place, you become the right guy, you become the go-to person, and you achieve your goal as number 5. This is the daily online seminar. I still remain Charles Marcel. We'll meet every day by 9 p.m. GMT+1. Every Monday to Sunday we meet. Please go ahead, click the subscribe button if you're not yet a subscriber, and click the notification bell so that whenever I'm live like this, YouTube will get to notify you. And again, please like this video if you've not liked this video yet. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I still remain Charles Marcel. I'll see